There's lots of data that's collected throughout. We look at the projects that students are doing. We look at the growth of the students. The same data that everyone has with the PETs, so those are still there as well, with our HLATs. But really it's about seeing the student growth and having them articulate it. It's about being able to make that professional assessment and not just the different paper and pencil assessments, and seeing that growth.
We just did an in-house blog where at the end of every meeting they were provided with 15 minutes to reflect as a team around the learning that was occurring in their collaborative groups, and which was an incredibly valuable evidence of learning for us, because we could go back and kind of see the growth and development in our teachers as we worked through this process.
One of the things we do at our school is we celebrate our epic failures, and we really think that we can learn from what works, but we also can learn from perhaps what didn't work as well as we had hoped or anticipated. And we did have an epic failure early on, and it was a challenge for us, and that was the communication piece. Most particularly in regards to our communication with our parent community. When we opened the school, we didn't take the time, perhaps, to really explain to parents the pedagogical practices, the assessment practices our faculty were using, and why those might look different to what the mums and dads in our school had experienced during their educational programming. And so very quickly, we had a number of questions from parents. Questions about, what are you doing? What is a project? Sometimes it was concerns that the projects were asking too much of kids. And as an admin team and as a faculty, we had to think about that data we were gathering. We couldn't ignore that data. Rather, we took it as an opportunity to collect that feedback, to look at those questions, to find those themes amongst those concerns, and very slowly have some conversations about how we could address those concerns. So as a faculty, we met with ministry officials and we looked at those questions and concerns. We talked about what parents needed to see to feel reassured about our practice and that their children were still learning foundational knowledge, skills, as well as developing those critical competencies. So we really had to harness that saying, a complaint is a gift. After we had done that, we've come to understand that the best way is to show parents, whenever we can, that their children are learning, that they're deeply engaged in projects and tasks that are meaningful and relevant, that there is rigor, their children are developing those foundational literacy and numeracy skills. So since that time when we opened the school, we've really explored a variety of communication strategies, because communication is something that has to happen all the time, whether it's using newsletters, share sites, QR codes. We're really trying to connect with parents and helping them gain greater insight into what's happening in our classrooms.
One of the big things that we collect is from our parents. They were quite resistant at the beginning because it was new and they didn't know, they didn't understand. And now we are seeing parents with our grade 9s transitioning into high school, asking the high schools, how are you going to support my child that is a project-based learner and is learning about all these competencies? How are you going to do that? And I think that kind of data is just as important as the data that we receive from our provincial achievement tests and other data that we have.
To celebrate, it is essential. I can't tell you how excited the kids were to have visitors come into the classroom and be able to display their work, because it makes it meaningful and it makes it important and it makes them engage and find value in the work that they do more so. They had visitors come today and they said, are there going to be more? Can't there be more, Ms. Lacusta? So that's what's really important about having an open door and letting parents come in, letting the community come in and giving them that opportunity to be proud of the work they've done and share, because you throw it away and you put it away and you set it aside, and then that's what message is that saying to kids? Saying that that's great work, but we don't really value that. So that's an absolutely important key.